Oh, I guess Heather did set record. Okay, well, I'm going to get started here since it's 4:15 Eastern time. I'm going to quickly introduce myself. We are at today's Golden Overview session, and I'm excited to be here and share the next 25-30 minutes with you all. Just as a first note, housekeeping, we are also in Expo 2. So if there's any additional information you'd like from one of my colleagues or teammates, feel free to drop by there, say hello. We've got some takeaways in addition to other elements and scheduling also a follow-up demo if needed after this call. But I'll quickly introduce myself again. I hope everyone's having a wonderful and fantastic BB Dev Days 2. This is our second go around here today. We'll also be here tomorrow at the same time, sharing another live demo as we go forward. But hopefully today's session will be very informative as your teams are running key volunteer management programs and also using any level of Blackbaud portfolio. So that being said, let me quickly introduce myself here. My name is Quan, Nguyen, Director of Enterprise Sales and Partnerships on behalf of Golden. I oversee all of our key evaluations and strategic partnerships. So I'm looking forward to speaking with any of you all about any key needs around volunteer management and going forward. That being said, I also wanted to quickly give a little background on myself. Prior to my life here at Golden, I worked at a company called Omatic Software, who was a large technology partner, part of the Blackbaud ecosystem. Some of you may have already heard of that or worked with that or have that in your tech stack, but Omatic Software is essentially the largest nonprofit cloud integrations platform for all things Razor's Edge. So those are things that I hold dear and true, meaning that I understand the value of systems integrations and how this ties back to your central level of investments with any of the Blackbaud portfolio again, BBCRM, Altru, as we've expanded into this past quarter. So we're really excited about that. And also again, Razor's Edge RENXT. So that's just a little bit about me as I go forward. For those who may not be aware of Golden, we're essentially a market leader in all volunteer management solutions and platforms. And we're hoping to enrich and extend any level of elements that you may have today in your, again, Razor's Edge RENXT, BBCRM, Altru that you may want to enrich further. So, through our expanded partnerships, which we're incredibly proud of, our team has worked diligently around being fully compliant in that Blackbaud world and driving through APIs and CRM integrations and automations all around. So really, we wanted to talk to you further about over the next few minutes about how impactful a volunteer can be to essentially your fundraising strategies and processes overall. But as you can see here, Golden again has been recognized worldwide as being the leader in the space for some time and really serving 20,000 organizers worldwide on a global basis, from grassroots organizations to multi-chapter national ones onwards up to the likes of UNICEF International. And in between there, we've been recognized too with these key accolades from Time Magazine, the Gates Foundation, and Facebook Social Impact of the Year. And that's really as our start of like where we began. So that's our volunteer journey there. I'm going to quickly kind of move through some of these slides here so we can get to the heart of the demo, so you can see the platform, from the multiple digital properties that we have to offer and extend as a part of our partnership. But we here at Golden too really set out in the beginning to really open up opportunities and for anyone of any background seeking these levels of service in their local communities when it was really challenging prior to that. So we really wanted to start there, and we find that through the data through the years has really suggested and shown that those who are volunteering with the organization are incredibly meaningful and should be tracked in a real-time manner that drives back to your fundraising strategies ultimately to drive deeper levels of ROI, retention, increased conversion, all of those things. So we really wanted to set out to make that easier by removing the barriers of entry and engagement while increasing accessibility and awareness for those seeking those levels of opportunities. But in addition to, really we wanted to also extend, our partnership to organizations similar like those you may be working for or working at by greater promoting the ease of those opportunities, creating and managing them, reporting and tracking upon them through Golden as that primary best of breed platform, but through our integrations and APIs, which again, we have signature sessions tomorrow around too, as a small plug, But today, you're able to basically go into the marketplace and tie that data in through our way of our volunteer management platform, but extending that into whatever Blackbaud, again, portfolio or CRMs that you may be utilizing today and leveraging. So this is sort of a snapshot of the data flow of what to expect from that and where Golden fits into your organization and how it ties back to Blackbaud. This, again, is a couple snapshots here before I transition away from the slides of what you can expect as far as this land, our data, of volunteer data that we're helping to capture here in a real-time manner back into the likes of NXT and the constituent level. We're tracking hours, completed sessions, all these key things that are important for your overall constituent journey. You'll see here, there's also key tabs here that show up at different points across NXT. That'll help track that level data and give you that real-time visibility so you can run deeper levels of comprehensive reporting typically in those broader systems than what we have, but we have great data visualizations tools here. And also, updated here over the last couple months, as I've stated, is our BBCRM work. So really proud of that. I know we've had some launch around that. Some of you, as part of this Blackbaud Developers Conference, have been working this for years. And this is something where the Sky APIs really has expanded, and Golden is a proud partner, and to say that we have deeper levels of integration into here that we'd be happy to speak with you around on tying that level of CRM further together in addition to Altru. And what I'm going to walk through the next 15, 20 minutes or so, as I move forward here, is what you're going to see is where a part of our digital properties is our branded volunteer portal, okay? This will be tied in some way, in some manner, back to your website as that start of that journey where people can essentially walk through a multi-vetting process with your organization and also clearly identify opportunities that may hold true to them and easily sign up. So I'll walk us through there. And I'll also take us a quick overview into the backend admin dashboard. This is probably where a lot of you are going to be sitting, and also managing this from whether it's a one single standard location or whether you have regional markets, things like that, chapter-based organizations. And again, we support folks from, aggregator models from Charity Navigator as a key client of ours, onwards up to, March of Dimes as a multi-chapter organizations, and down to standard single locations as well. So I just wanted to call that out, okay? So as I flip over, bear with me as I'm switching screens here. And we'll leave time for some questions at the end. Hopefully, let me see here. But as I discussed and noted here, I'm going to bring up one of the sample portals here that I'll begin with from our standpoint. So what I'm sharing with you now, and I want to walk through a couple essentially experiences that one can expect with Golden as this is, again, enriching the volunteer experience and management of that with RENXT, BBCRM, Altru. I'll call those key things out continuously, whether what systems you're on. But essentially, whether you're on your website or not, just as I am from the March of Dimes here, and whether your nav point at the top or where that may sit, or maybe it's a link within here, or maybe it's this button here, what it actually is going to drive to with Golden's partnership here is what we call a branded volunteer portal. This volunteer portal, again, is incredibly dynamic and mobile responsive, as you can see. We're seeing more in the industry as 55% and up are actually signing up in this capacity. So that allows you to better really understand your audience and also basically account for them. And this is what they're going to very, as a part of their seamless process here to understand. So they can get a clear understanding here of what they're walking into, where it is, and where to potentially, at what times at the signing up process here. Okay, and there's a few other things I'm going to hop around between a couple screens and sample portals here to demonstrate that. But you can see here, this part of the sign up process, we're really here to help seamlessly capture this level of data. So again, real time, it's moving from Golden into whatever CRM Blackbaud portfolio that you're working in, and as that. So they're going to capture this. It'll help you with that. Any intake process from a volunteer management that might be important to your team, maybe key questions, skill sets they may have. This is where one would essentially answer some of those questions. Additionally, you can have maybe affiliates or corporate groups that we help serve for as well. So there's various scenarios here that we can account for. But as I share with you a couple other capabilities from this experience too, you can see here at the top, not only can I see a view here, I'm also, again, based on our user simplified interface, people really know exactly what they're going to get into, and it makes it really compelling. They can add guests here. They can look at recurrent time slots if that were something of importance for your program there. You can also have single events, episodic, also just virtual, no time slots at all, but this sample ones that's there. You can create links here that you can embed elsewhere or put on partner sites or through communication channels, all of that, okay? In addition, you'll see as a part of our branded portal here, no matter what program you have, the foundational principles are the same. You can add tags like recommended, urgent, all these things to highlight certain ones that might be signature ones coming up. In addition, you'll have your volunteers here will have some level of calendar view. So they're able to really look through here and see like what's upcoming. Maybe it's based on their date. And what's great about Golden too is we have other capabilities such as this if you have multi-locations, okay? Maybe someone doesn't want to drive across town or a different part of the country or regional markets. They can see here all the events in that local area or whatnot, okay? So I wanted to call that out, and there's other ways that we can help support too, as you can see in the taggings and the campaigns on the side. This could be representative of all things that are maybe from a programmatic standpoint, maybe location-based or key markets that you may have. Give you an example. Of all things I have indoor here, however you're tagging it will dynamically shift and change the portal here to address that of what people are filtered for, okay? Additionally, you can see that if I do this for just all things fresh trucks, this can represent a location or whatever that may be. So however you want to think about it. What's great about Golden, so through the implementation, working with one of our client strategist lead is we'll better understand your programmatic objectives and help tailor those key workflows, custom workflows to best fit your needs or whatever that is. So it's incredibly flexible. So there's not like a one size fits all since every organization is different, as you can imagine. But as another thing as a part of the portal, you're going to see here at the top, you can create custom URL links like this that could drive back to the donation or fundraising page that you may have, or another maybe key event you want to call out. You can see here that one has the ability to add additional languages. We can add that to the scope if needed. And again, when people are seeking out opportunities such as this one to maybe engage with or not, we want them to have a very fluid, seamless process of signing up. So we don't force a sign-in unless you really wanted to. We can set that requirement, but just wanted to call that out. If they did have a sign-in, it would be great for them in a lot of beneficial ways. By one, it would pre-populate this information so they would have to keep, so they can help it work to speed up the re-engagement too. But through the sign-up process, I wanted to call out a couple of things too. So when let's say here I have an account, Quan here, you can see that all this stuff is already pre-populated. I can answer whatever questions here that might be important to that organization. Again, this is a different sandbox that I'm hopping around through, but you can see this is how we're also capturing and centralizing digital waivers. So a lot of you are also probably working through that process and probably doing it in a manual way. So this is how we can really support that. And people in the lower right-hand corner could digitally accept that. And then they can accept as many waivers or ND forms or things that are important to them as they like. And you can see what happens thereafter is we're going to then insert them on preset, pre-built automated email tracks. And these are samples of a series of many others that we help trigger, okay? So this is something that I just wanted to call out, that this will occur here at this time. And a part of that sign-up, and it's not verbatim at all, but these are just, again, signaling that. But you as an organizer and administrator will also get triggers too. But as part of first sign-up, they'll get that acceptance waiver, what they've accepted, okay? So just wanted to call that out. And the other things here, the last before we shift to the back end, is essentially when one does have an account per se, again, they could have a login that looks like this, and at the top nav or the bar here, this will have whatever organization's branded look and feel, and curating those level of opportunities too. But you can see here, if I have a personal account here, I can see my lifetime hours, I can see what's upcoming, I can log time ongoing here if that's something that you guys have, from trail work to mentorship programs that are a little bit more fluid. And you can see here I can add things like add to my calendar, or cancel, share out. So all these key things we can do from the back end, and also things from a completed sessions level. So these are things that you can see here that are essentially where you can review your completion and all those key things. And again, just going to continue reiterating, we have a very mobile, responsive, and a very seamless experience here for folks. Okay. So as I move forward here, in the interest of time, I'm going to move into our back end. So what I've described thus far, or presented, is essentially our branded portals, and those can come in a variety of forms and ways that are, again, tied to your website, and however you use those in different ways. So you don't have to send people just into that central component. You can just send people directly, let's say, to not displace anything or change anything from your website into the opportunity sign up. So right now, what I'm transitioning to here, for the last back part of our demonstration here today, is what we call our golden admin dashboard. From here, as an administrator, or you can have as many unlimited folks in there as you like, or program managers or things like that, who are going to be creating and managing these opportunities. From here, you'll see you have also your own viewpoint of, what's upcoming. You have your own calendar too. I can see 8 out of 10 folks are coming. I can send these links out at any point, or I can add these links, these deep embedded links here, to my social media sites, maybe marketing campaigns, all those key things. Okay. Additionally, you can see beyond what we have as far as like those email automations that are already firing off, you can also message folks too on the fly. So maybe that's something that we can also add SMS capabilities to as a part of the scope. But what comes with it is email communications, where you can just state to the group here to mobilize, hey, it's raining outside, guys. We need to move this project indoors to the gym. Parking lot, do you use this gate code? There's a lot of ways you can communicate with your team. Okay. So I just wanted to call that out there, and I'll walk us through a couple of things here. You can see from privacy settings to when you're the day of, maybe you're launching this kiosk here to check folks in. So we have a dynamic check-in kiosk again, where all of our properties are mobile responsive. So what's great about this is basically you can check folks in or out very in an easy way here by just doing that. And that's what starts the time clock in a real-time manner that allows you to begin capturing that level of data there, which then pushes over to, again, whatever Blackbaud CRM that you may be working within. Okay, so this is going to really, our partnership here is intended to really streamline that volunteer management program and process. So you can see through here, this is our dynamic check-in kiosk. There's a lot of different varied capabilities in there, but I'm going to touch upon a couple things here as we walk through. Is essentially in the beginning, you'll see here, you have the ability to create key groupings, which we advise on as one of the first steps, and creating certain segmentations or points of targeting your level of opportunities to certain folks. Or maybe it's, again, part of a multi-vetting process, that the 3-step process, where maybe step 1 is an intake form, step 2 is a training videos, step 3 maybe is an interview with Heather, or whatever that may be. So you're going to see through here, you also have the ability to look within inside these different groups, add members, message that entire group itself. So there's lots of ways to communicate here. Filter this group in whatever way that you'd like, name, opportunities or not. But I'm going to look and share with you what Steve's profile will look like. So this is the information here that you're able to do other things with inside of this. And I'm not going to cover everything today, but you'll be able to append hours, edit profile. You're going to basically see his level of history here, the level of engagement. And we track on a monetary value of volunteer service hours from the state by state on that. So our system recognizes and knows that. Okay. In addition, you're going to see here other points of information that you want to capture, but we're always just going to capture core biographical data that's, again, pushing over. And what we're going to do is look for key duplicates upon any level of import into those CRMs. I know some of you are concerned around that. And again, I come from the world of data health and integration, so I really understand the value around that. But we look for first name, last name, email as a direct example there before we append information into RENXT, or we add, create a new contact record or not. But you're going to see here other points of engagement here. This will all confidently push over to those CRMs, so you have a holistic understanding there. It can be more comprehensive reporting, or your outreach is coming from RENXT and all of that too. So this will give you a history there, which is fantastic for a real-time approach and really bridging the volunteer departments and fundraising offices much tighter together. Because really what you're doing at the end of the day, hopefully you guys are looking at this as a revenue driving direction of, hey, these are prospects here that want to engage further in whatever capacity it is, and you want to give them an experience that's easier versus clunkier or whatever that may be, that may limit their ability to advance your mission forward. So those are things you're going to see here, and other groups that they're a part of that you have visibility to. Okay, but for just a high level here, I'm going to touch base on just the creation of these opportunities. Again, you have the ability to see within here who's coming. You can create spot reservations here for whatever potential entities or large or groupings that you're working with. So you can see here, maybe they don't know who's coming, but they can have they can call you up and say, oh, hey, I've got 10 people coming, not sure who they are yet. Can you reserve some time? So we've got that, and they have visibility here to see, again, a list of folks who are coming. And we can, beyond the integrations that we offer and extend into, we can provide levels of export of abilities at any point to a CSV flat file. So your data is always able to be extracted. Furthermore, you're going to see through here, through our creation wizard here, it's really a 6-step process. 7 is really what the preview was, what we saw on the end of the portal, of other things that you can do within here. So other things that you can see here is like opportunity name, like description. It's a really easy walkthrough. And again, you're probably asking, Quan, do I have to keep doing this each time? And the answer is no. You can create basically a master template for other teams on your team to use, so you can save time efficiently there by duplicating and cloning that. I just wanted to call out this section here because there are things here that might impact the way you want this visible on the branded portal itself that's tied into your website. So those are the things there that if you want that level of experience to be more locked down or not, you can target certain groupings here. So by providing a privacy open or private close, those won't then show up on the portals here. Right now, what we're seeing are public-facing opportunities because I haven't signed in for anything. But this would dynamically shift and change here based on potential groups that I'm in if I have a login and I'm being targeted for a particular group. Just wanted to call that out. And yeah, I'm going to quickly move here in the interest of time here and save hopefully a couple minutes for questions. But you can see here, oh, great. I'm just going to keep answering these things. And these are, dynamic in a way of you can add hyperlinks in here. Maybe it diverts or redirects out to a training handbook, or maybe it goes to a training video, all these key things. Well, what I wanted to call out here was tagging. Tagging is important in a lot of different ways. It's going to help filter key elements or programs or locations on your website here in whatever way that is that you'd like. Or maybe it's a way that, allows for you to track that too, from a tagging standpoint, from an insights level. Okay, so this is the Insights tab. I know I'm hopping around a little bit and I'm running through this pretty fast. Hopefully you guys are tracking, but you can see within here, again, all of our products here are mobile responsive, but you have a holistic roll-up here that Golden will provide on sort of the participants of your entire program. Completed sessions, aggregate hours, independent of those hours on a monetary value, again, by state basis. And you can see here, we also, help provide visibility to analytics tied back to the website itself. How many views or how many signups, completions, cancellations, share rates, all these things that might be important to you. But again, our reporting isn't meant to be really flexible, but it's also not the end all be all, because again, this data here through our levels of integration will tie back to your CRM real time so that you can do more comprehensive reporting there. But from here, any user, any level, doesn't have to be technical or not, you can basically see through here that I can segment certain groupings, opportunities, time, real time here, so that I can provide that level of a snapshot to my leadership team, my annual reports, my grant writing purpose, all these key things. So I just want to make sure that this is really why folks are using Golden 2 overall, not only from the volunteer side, but from an admin side, is it's intended to be very user-friendly and you're very turnkey, ready to go. So this is nothing more than, for any level of user that I hope to be able to utilize this in day one. So I'm going to quickly walk through a couple things here to highlight some things from tagging here, location. Obviously, we have this. You can do virtual, ongoing. Time is the same. You don't have to. You have any time. You can do virtual, or you can do single, episodic, instead of reoccurring. All these things. And another thing, here's where some extras are for creating settings. Can I bring guests? Can I add waivers? Can I add maybe an extra note here to the sign-up confirmation emails that they get? Great. Age requirements, background checks. We haven't talked about that yet, but that's an ability, a capability Golden has embedded already. So this saves you from looking out for any other level of background checks. We look at all major databases, and we can, this is already part of the platform itself. Here's the types of data that you're able to capture here, which is great. In addition to other, things here, ethnicity, all these things. Additional questions, documentations here. So this is something here that's really nice for additional questions that we have, a part of your intake, whatever that may be. You can add as many as you want, and we have document uploads. One thing that I passed by too was productivity footprints. This is really great for you to basically see through here, through the insights at the end of the day of, hey, beyond the hours tracked, whatnot, hey, what customized metrics jump off beyond the hours that can really help me better understand my programs and the performance of that better. Meaning that how many books were read, how many meals were served, how many blankets were donated. Those don't show up, and this is something in the area that allows for that deeper level of capture. Yeah, this information here is going to be pushed in addition to, again, anything that's within sort of the participant profile itself over to your CRMs. Okay, so I know we've got about 4 minutes here or not, but I just wanted to cover off on a couple other things of you can see here images, great, and you can add 1, 5, whatever that may be, and voila, this is what you get at the end result there of what extends to the branded portal itself. So that being all said, I went screaming through that, but I wanted to make sure that we leave a couple minutes for questions or a note to the group here that Golden will be over at Expo 2 at any time. We've got colleagues there or materials there that you can take with you. I would be happy to speak with you on any level of extended discussions that we can go beyond this. And here's some key takeaways here that I'm going to bring up here back on my other screen here before it jumps back in. I bet. Let me see here that I wanted to share with the group. And this is, if anything you've taken away from here, today's session, is hopefully these key takeaways. One is we really are proud and excited to be a part of the Blackbaud ecosystem and partnership that we've extended. Again, through the APIs and the work that our development teams and product teams have bridged together, we're able to expand the integration that first started with NXT now into other things like BBCRM and Altru, by giving your teams there real-time, understanding and constituent information so that you can do more deeper, meaningful engagements into your central systems and practices. Additionally, we're hoping to help from an ROI standpoint, increase more conversions, volunteer retention, and average savings through our automations and integrations that speak for themselves through those partnering with Golden. But I hope today's session has been beneficial. I know they're right on time here. And, if there's any additional questions or not, we're happy to share out, where we are. Here's my contact info here, should you need to reach out to me at any point. I'm looking forward to having any additional conversations. And again, I've worked in the Blackbaud ecosystem for some time now, and I really understand some of the key struggles and challenges you may have that are common to others. And I want to help in whatever way that I can. So that's where Golden fits into things. Thank you again for your time today. I don't know if we even have time here for any level of questions, but I'll look through the chat. But again, I'm happy to have more separate conversations over in our room over the next couple of days or offline. So thank you again, everyone.